And then all the phones rang. I knew that my life was going to change right there at that moment, but I didn't know how much. It's kind of hard to watch your own city go under attack. My NCO came downstairs. I was on duty and just looked at me and said, "Sadi, did you watch on TV?" It's like, well, what? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. What do you mean? And then we watched the first, and then the second one got hit. We already did the first initial push into Iraq. I arrived in Germany January and went to Iraq 1 month later, just like that. My bags were not even, boxes were not unpacked. It just moved into my apartment, pack it up and go. We were with the cab unit one time, and some of the guys were doing patrols outside of our gate that we protected of Camp Slayer. I noticed some guys just running away from this building, like, why are they running? What's going on? So they went to investigate it, and up on a roof were missiles aimed at our camp. And I was like, well, if that patrol just didn't see them, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. The battalion commander was livid. He's like, oh, so they think they just put missiles up on a building and think they're going to shoot us in the middle of the night? Well, we'll give them a little bit of fireworks. So we sent out civil affairs. They went out and said in Arabic, you need to clear such and such square mile of this block of this building. If not, you will be in a line of fire, so have you. So we're up on the roofs of our clay houses, and we're watching just fireworks as we're blowing up this whole city block where that building was with the missiles on top of it, just to make a statement. I think my favorite moment was not when we got back, was the day across the border out of Iraq into Kuwait. You could just say, the whole time we had guardian angels, because when we crossed the border in Iraq, it was the first time we've cried, because we didn't cry the whole entire time. You don't cry. You can't. If you do, it's like you're letting all the madness in, but you don't want it in. So you have to keep everything at bay. And it was the first time all of us were like, let it all out.
Take these combat soldiers, they don't know that they have symptoms until they leave the combat zone, because in theater some of these symptoms protect them and keep them alive, but when they come back here to Kansas, some of these things aren't helpful.
You ever use fear that would just recharge you, gives you these extra amount of adrenaline? I think we lived on that every single day of our lives. I don't think our bodies ever rested, neither did our minds. And it became natural to sleep through RPG attacks on our camps. It became normal.
Left Germany, went to Fort Carson, Colorado, with the 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment. About 9 months later, I was back in the same area in Iraq. I completed 2 tours to Iraq, one to Afghanistan.
There's all this smoke around you and all this dirt, and then I'm taking care of my patient in the back, and he's calmed down. And I'm looking in the front of the aircraft, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna do this. So my goal, my motivation to get out of Iraq, it was to apply for flight school. And mind you, I got accepted Warrant Officer School in August of '04. I stayed in Germany till December. I arrived at Warrant Officer School in January. So I had that much time to, I guess, transition. It really didn't happen. Flying a Chinook, which is we call it, big bus in the sky, was, I guess, my way of giving back. Because I tried it my best as a medic to save lives and keep people alive and all those things. And I thought being a helicopter pilot would be sort of the same thing, but not all the gore behind it.
To be honest with you, I volunteered prior to deploying to Afghanistan, I was an instructor. And after being an instructor, I was ready to get back into the fight. I was tired of, I don't know, I felt I was not doing my job as an instructor.
Things bother you, you kind of keep masking it, keep going. And you never come full circle what you've seen or done until you're out of the element. And then you realize that you think a little bit differently than everyone else.
I would argue that everyone who comes back from a traumatic experience is different. Everyone who comes back from combat is different. So the combat changed me doesn't mean all that much, because of course it does.
I would call friends, soldiers, other soldiers, as far as peers, and ask them, how were they feeling and things like that. And I don't know, some of them would tell me the truth. Some like, hey, I'm good,
The majority, meaning over half, are kind of pushed to come see us by someone who really cares about them. And part of that push is required because they know something's a little bit wrong with them. However, because of stigma, because they don't want to receive help, I don't want to receive help for anything. Someone needs to push me just a little bit further to get me over that fence. And it's usually someone who loves them or cares about them, and that can be all kinds of folks.
That's when I said, I'm done with the Army. I'm done. I have to go, because I had to pick me, and that's what happened. I don't regret that day. September 9th, 2010 was my last day at Fort Riley wearing a uniform. I signed my get out of the Army card, gave up my ID card, got another ID card for benefits and stuff. I already got accepted into K-State earlier. I was clearing out of military the first 2 weeks of school in August. I was wearing a uniform, going to class, and going to the post to clear. And on that day, September 9th, I was driving out of the airfield gate. I went just like this to the airfield, and I never looked back. And drove to my house, took off the uniform. I think I sat there for a couple minutes, looked at this uniform, said, okay, I did it. Now what? I packed up everything, anything military, all my tough boxes, my flight uniforms, my flight gear, everything packed. Everything, even from my list, I packed everything and put it all in storage and haven't opened it since.
Right now, I'm still undecided. My goal when I came into the Army was to reach 20 years. I'm almost there at the finish line. Go in the direction that's follow the path that I'm given, and execute whatever's next for me. If it's my time to get out, it's my time. So that's truly what I believe.